So it's 2023, the start of a new year, and as always, I start this off with 5 things that you should be doing this year in order to get your music career on the way. So the very first thing is, first of all, you must always set goals for whatever you want to do. So set SMART goals. So SMART goals is an acronym for specific goals, measurable goals, assignable goals, realistic goals, and lastly, time-bound goals. So this basically means you have a framework of, let's say, for example, I want to make money this year. That is not a SMART goal because it does not qualify as SMART. It's not specific or measurable, assignable, etc. So you want to basically spend time on Google SMART goals, and then set out your objective for the year according to these SMART goals. I'll probably do an example of this in another video to come in the future, but make sure you are setting SMART goals for your music career. The very next thing, the music engine is very hungry. So that means Spotify, everywhere that music is used, Instagram, Reels, TikTok, etc. They are constantly needing more and more content and more music. So that is the next objective. Make sure you're making more music and more content. If you are interested in collaborating, holla at me via email info@skillmusicsa.com, and make sure you have a clear plan on how you want us to collaborate. Don't just send an email saying, yo, collab, bro. Send a specific, very detailed, and how you want and plan on collaborating with myself. I will leave a link in the description and in the comments on how you can go about making sure that we can collaborate to make more music together. Speaking of releasing more music, make sure there is a budget for releasing. Now, what I constantly find when people are making the music is the easy part. Getting the instrumentals is easy, but getting the marketing, getting the quality graphics, or even the videos done is usually ignored. So make sure you have a budget to assign for your releases, so that the more content you make, the more other marketing objectives and initiatives that you have in order to push those releases. Gone are the days where you can simply say follow the link or link in bio in order to push your release. So make sure you have a budget. This budget may include travel fees to get to certain radio stations, Instagram, to pay for influencers on Instagram or TikTok, or to even use the advertising platforms on, say, Facebook advertising, for example, or YouTube or Google. So make sure that you are constantly getting all of the budget in order to make sure that your objectives are met. Now, with regards to releasing more and more content, and fourth thing I think that all musicians should do this year is to have focused objectives for your release. Now, this may vary depending on what your overarching theme for the year may be, or for your objectives, but a focused objective, for example, would be, let's say you want to get on radio more. Focus on that objective, especially if you have another hustle such as a daytime job or kids or other kind of responsibilities that you have to get sorted throughout the year. So make sure you have focused goals. An example of focused goals is for each release to have a focused goal. So if I'm releasing a song and I wanted to get on radio, then I make sure that the song matches the kind of radios that I want to get on. So example, if I am making a heartbreak lovey-dovey song, this may not be suitable for playlisting on radio, for example. Radio wants more upbeat, more cheerful things to make people happy and not depressed. So that type of music does not fit for a radio objective, for example. But if you are making something like an urban feel, or something like a traditional statamia, for example, then you have a way of getting your music out. Try and match the current release to the objective, and if it does not match, consider changing the focused objective. And number 5, collaborate. I highly recommend you collaborate. There are many easy ways to collaborate online. For example, on Instagram, you can remix reels. So if you do not have beats, for example, to keep on posting, make sure you're using the reels function on Instagram, for example, to remix. YouTube and TikTok also have similar functions where you use someone else's beat, on the actual platform and then you rap on top. It's called the remix function. So you can do that to continuously churn out content if you, for say, a rapper or a singer, or if you are a producer, you can actually use someone who's playing, let's say, the piano, remix it and make a beat to match that said reel. But there are several ways to go about collaborating, and as I've mentioned, head over to my emails and say you want to collab with detailed explanations. A key thing that I want to highly recommend: if you are trying to reach someone you feel is bigger than you, make sure that you have a detailed plan and exactly how that person can benefit from collaborating. Simply saying collaborate for the sake of collaborating is not a good way to go about getting someone who is very busy with other forms of hustles. For example, if I personally wanted to feature with Casper Nyovest, for example, then I'd have to go to that person, Casper in this case, and say, yo Casper, I make hip-hop beats, I recently listened to your last 2 releases and your previous album, name the title of the album, and I really think this beat would really work well for you, and I also think it would be good to show, for example, if you want another radio hit, or if you want to show a more emotional side to how you release, or whatever suits the type of collaboration you want. You kind of want to sell the collaboration to the person you want to work with. And then if they have a fee, consider paying that collaboration fee. But if you want to know how many streams you need to make 1,000 Rand, watch this video.